Hi and welcome back to Classic Vinyl Top 10s. Today, I might regret this, t- t- we're going to be doing the top 100 songs of all time. This is the rundown from 100 to 76, in my opinion, of course. To create a top 100 songs list of all time is an insane task. Do not do it. I've lost days, I will never get them back. Anyway, this list unsurprisingly reflects over 50 years of music listening, whether by osmosis or directly. So I don't apologise for the 1970s bias. What I can tell you is that this is today's top 100. It isn't the same as yesterday's, and it won't be the same as tomorrow's. There's bound to be many surprises. There's bound to be fair bit of controversy, and I'm sure there'll be one or two comments saying I must be off my head, but it's my list, so I hope you enjoy it. I think we got quite a few viewers on the top 40 albums, which if you haven't seen, obviously I'm going to recommend that to you. But this is the top 100 songs, so this can be from any genre, this can be from any time, this can be an album track, it could be a single, it can be English, American, European, whatever. Okay, so let's just get on with it, shall we? So in at 100, Black Sabbath. It is an amazing track. They've used it to open up many a gig, and it's fantastic in a stadium or a venue, when you hear the rain and the doom-laden Aston guitar riffs of Iommi, Ozzy shouting out, "Oh please no, God help me!" Ozzy's cry for help. How did that go, Sharon? Right. Okay, number 99 is Damien Rice, Blower's Daughter from O. And so it is. It's sparse, it's a vacant love song, can't take my eyes off you, to quote Andy Williams. The dynamics rise and fall with some passionate, intense crescendos. It's beautiful. 98 from 1994, I think, is Bristol in the UK. This is Portishead. Glory Box being the standout track that's sampled all over the place these days. Still sounds fresh. It sounds like an avant-garde sort of film score to me. This is trip hop classic, brought us Beth Gibbons. I mean, superb. The whole album actually is great, but from Portishead Dummy I've chosen Glory Box. John Martin did a great version of it as well. Okay, 97 is A Forest by The Cure. This is the greatest hits. A Forest came out in 1980. The build-up is... I love big build-ups, crescendos. The atmosphere is built up. Smith's lyrics in the distance, great sound effects. It is of its time, 1980, but strongly recommended. 96, not a band that gets much coverage, in my opinion. This is The Villagers, and the song is called Everything I Am Is Yours from 2015. It's got a lazy acoustic riff with grand piano and an understated, vulnerable sort of vocal. It's delicious. The Villagers, look them up. 95, one of my many guilty favourites. This is Aha, and I've Been Losing You, 1986. Superb opening drum sound, vocal pyrotechnics. Great album, actually, great album. But I've Been Losing You from 1986. At number 94 is one of the best new wave punk bands, in my opinion. This is The Clash, the magnificent first album, and I've just chosen Janie Jones, the opening track. I love the Terry Chimes drum intro. Tells you something new is about to happen, and I don't just mean that he was about to be replaced by Topper. It's from the fabulous debut album. You must have heard it, I'm sure. I'm So Bored with the USA is another standout track, but What's My Name? London's Burning's on here as well. But yeah, I like Terry Chimes. I know he was in and out, but I think great drums on here. The whole LP, but Janie Jones my favourite. Okay, so let's go back in time. 1958. This is Miles Davis, Milestones, and the track is Milestones. I just love it. I mean, it is of the 50s. It has super jazz drums. This track could have been So What, to be honest, but it's the 50s upbeat positivism that I love, and just super little staccato trumpet riff. Miles Davis. Okay, we're at 92. I think most people know this. This is Carole King's Tapestry, and the track that I've chosen is You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman from 1971. King and Goffin's classic, penned in 1967 for Aretha Franklin, by the way, and recorded by King herself in 71 for Tapestry. Yeah, an album full of great songs, great songwriting. Number 91, again, don't hear about it too often, but Reiichi Sakamoto and David Sylvian on vocals. It's Forbidden Colours, the live version. Came out in 1983. It's the clarity of melody with Sylvian's unique vocal interpretation within the whole Japanese soundscape and other silly words. Number 90 is Alexander O'Neal, If You Were Here Tonight, from his debut album. I just think it's a lovely vibe. I've seen all the sort of later live stuff, and it doesn't show Alexander up in the greatest light, to be honest. This was the album, the Alexander O'Neal debut album, and If You Were Here Tonight, I think beautiful track. 89 comes from 1986. I'm sure everyone watching can relate to this to some degree. It's the Beastie Boys, Fight For Your Right. Kick It. Number 88, The Austins, Miracle of Love, came from this year. It's the first social media single from the English four-piece. Contemporary pop with old school foundations, to be found on social media these days. Big plug. Number 87. Okay, this is a fairly recent album. This is Wonder Horse, Midas, and it is the title track that I'm putting in here at 87. It's they're a great indie unit with a charismatic frontman, sounding a little like Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers. Saw them at Isle of Wight this year and was quite knocked out by them, actually. I thought really good. I'd keep an eye on these guys. Yeah, Wonder Horse, Midas. Okay, this is 1979. This is one of the best singers, but just never found that she had chosen the right songs, is how I looked at it. But I think Barbra Streisand doing No More Tears, Enough Is Enough, with Donna is it's worth it just for the note that Streisand sustains early on. Superb singing, not a bad tune, but it is the quality of the singing really, Streisand's singing that does it for me. Where are we up to? Okay, 85. Mr. Michael, George Michael, Cowboys and Angels. I love this sort of, it's forlorn opening piano, leads us into a wonderfully lush rhythm, with fantastic double bass, ride cymbal. It's one of my favourite sax solos ever. It doesn't come in till after about 6 minutes. It's breathy. It's melodic genius from Andy Hamilton. It has a great feel all round, sort of like Manhattan Lounge, and George can really pull it off. Ha ha, no pun intended. Right, moving on. 84, The Cardigans. Erase Rewind. I love the groove on this. If you see the video, you've just got the drummer. He's just playing a basic 4/4 groove, but he's playing it in a cool manner, and he doesn't look too bothered about being there or not. But I love it. Don't know his name, I'm afraid, but there you go. Erase Rewind. Number 83 on my favourite top 100 singles tracks of all time is half of better known combo called Everything But the Girl. This is Ben Watt from North Marine Drive, and the track that I love is Some Things Don't Matter. This is from 1983. It's a seductive, summery acoustic guitar riff which dominates. He sings in an understated fashion to wondrous effect on this track. Lovely sax solo too. Ben Watt, the other half being Tracy Thorn, of course. Okay, skipping a century or so, this track is from 1888, I kid you not, by Mr. Satie. It is Gymnopedes number 1. The Frenchman wrote this in 1888. I'm having to look it up now. The title's got something to do with dancing naked men. Don't ask. But simply perfect piano. We all know it. I'm sure we've all heard it. And it's not the only track that's worth listening to. Eric Satie. The French have, I'm not sure they've done any music better than this, to be frank, ever. 81. Oh God, it's a bit of a guilty pleasure. Look, I like Level 42. Okay, I like Level 42. I'm saying it now. They seem to attract a lot of stick. I don't know why. I think they were great at what they did. And I really like this ballad. It's Over, from 1987. And the choice was almost leaving me now. Mark King does Heartache really well. This is Sad and Beautiful. Okay, we're getting down to the last few now in the first 25. At number 80, a band you don't hear much about called The Red West, and the song I've chosen is It's Not Easy from 2003. It's basically guitar and ride cymbal, a smooth sort of yet tortured vocal lead into a glorious chorus, drums mixed high, fabulous dynamics, and the production's really good, but I know very little about them actually. Perhaps the Americans can tell us a bit more. Number 79 in my top 100. This band, I have really only found one track that I like, but I love it. It's from 1976. It's the Flaming Groovies, and it's Shake Some Action. It's that guitar sound evoking the 1960s, but actually from the mid-70s. They're an American band that started up in the 60s, I believe, but just that one track for me is the song Flaming Groovies, Shake Some Action. Another guy I don't know loads about. This is at number 78, Jacob Banks. Unknown to You, from only a few years ago, 2018. It's a powerful and dramatic vocal with some vulnerability lyrically. First time I saw him was on Jules Holland. I don't know if you get that in the States, and I was blown away. But like I say, I know very little about him, but just that one song, Unknown to You by Jacob Banks, well worth looking up. A bit of a cheat, this is actually number 77 because we've already mentioned this guy earlier on. This is from 1982, and this is Japan and Ghosts. And what I like about this, it's the sound, really. It's just the sound. Japan, being Japan, used a lot of Japanese style instruments, or certainly used synths to create a lot of Japanese sounds. And it's the bewildering keyboards, the introduction, that brings in Sylvian's slurred vocals. But then we have an astonishingly clear Japanese keyboard sound pattern that's on a loop and repeats throughout this sparse beauty. Ghosts, fantastic song, very different, unique. And that gets us to number 76. So this is where we end the first 25. This is a English band, very English band. This is from 1972. They were the creators of some smashing glam rock riffs and melodies, and had the likability factor. This is Slade, and the track is Mama We're All Crazy Now. The Wolverhampton band, they just seem to be on top of the pops every week. And you've only got to look at them. I mean, it was fun. Wolverhampton lads, Noddy Holder, excellent front man, but they just had some smashing riffs, and Noddy could sing stuff that a lot of people couldn't. So that's it. We're obviously going to go on after this to do 75 to 51. I hope you liked it. I'm sure you won't like all the songs mentioned, but stick your stuff down in the comments. If you found any of this interesting, kindly like it, subscribe it, share it, do all that stuff. So until next time, thank you very much. See ya. Cheers. Bye.